Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of GERCAM, which stands for the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. On this platform, we will discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Help make our audio podcasts and our video podcasts go viral by sharing my YouTube page with all of your friends on social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available records and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in three forms: audio, video, and also as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to please subscribe to my Medium page where you can follow along during this podcast. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. I also provide all of the links to my Amazon author page, my virtual store, our GoFundMe page, our PayPal Giving Fund page, and our Buy Me a Coffee page in the comment section below. I created this platform to give people on my Facebook page and people in my Facebook social groups who are Black artists, African artists, such as authors, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, spiritual leaders, as well as Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs. If you would like to come on this platform, then please exchange emails with me if you're serious about doing business. Come on this platform. You can promote your books, your business, your music, or if you have a small ministry, you can share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and Wix website for their business or ministry. I also assist them with finding college grants and scholarships and legal services, all for free. I also created this platform because Black Chicago has been acting funny style with me. So I decided to broadcast my vision and plan beyond Black Chicago to like-minded Black Americans throughout the United States of America, as well as like-minded African immigrants throughout the United States of America from 10 African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I'm asking you all to please purchase my revised book and read my story for yourself. Quote, The Solution for Black America: Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available in two forms: as an ebook for $9.99 and also as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GERCAM member. I would like for you to join our film project and work with me and get in our film project fully funded and made so that the whole Black world would know our story and what we're trying to do for our people that are trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago, for credibility before I cut and run to Africa. This is not about me. It's about CAM members and their families. It's about improving our communities and meeting the needs of the African American community as well as the African immigrant community. I hope that we will build this movement together, a movement that will not put politics over our interests, a movement that refuses to let the same insiders who have done nothing for decades keep holding on to power without accountability. We're nonpartisan, we're independent, and we're not affiliated with anyone. We're M1, meaning we're melanated first. Our focus is on solving Black issues at the community level. I will never forget where I came from and who I'm fighting for. Let's make real change happen together. The grassroots community activist movement welcomes Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs, Black artists and African artists. Our aim is to move CAM from behind a computer into the big screen so that way the proceeds from the film will help put me in a better position financially so I can hire qualified Black middle class professionals, qualified African immigrants. We want to build a family friendly atmosphere rooted in solidarity and make a positive impact within the African American community and the African immigrant community. I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but this is where I'm at for now. Without support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God given assignment. I've been paying out of pocket for my business title since 2010. I pay the city, state, and the IRS every year. This is why we have to make this docudrama in order to reach the Black masses and the Black world. So let's keep it a buck. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying my revised book. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from patronizing my virtual. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to my film project. That's a personal choice. That's Willie Lynch, which is that slave mentality in real time, ladies and gentlemen. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans. CAM is about raising the bar in Black America. We will separate ourselves from the enemy with con artists, Black boule, degenerates, Democrat shills, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. I am called by my Creator, Lord and Savior, Jesus/Yahshua, to build the best African American business within the United States of America. With the help of CAM members. That would be CAI of Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Once CAI of Chicago is established, then we will hold mandatory orientations for local Chicago residents on the west side of Chicago. Eventually, we will expand to the south side of Chicago. Each person must sign the community pledge, pass our criminal background checks, and submit their thumbprint to be placed in our database. That's in order for us to weed out people that have hidden motives, people that want to undermine us. That's all. This business will be membership based. I'm only responsible for CAM members. Those that's not part of us, we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. We will cover Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale, and eventually the south side of Chicago as well. Our objective is to make Chicago a model city for the rest of the nation. To learn more, please purchase my revised book and read my story for yourself. And like I said before, and I say many times on this platform. No man or woman on earth is going to change the vision my creator has given me. I'm standing on business. And I'm not going to pull up all of my sources because I'm pressed for time. This coming Saturday, August 30th, we're holding our virtual interactive conference. So I have to write my speech for that as well. I'm still working on that. So, but again, all you got to do is click on the my um Medium transcript in the comment section, and it's going to take you to the presentation that I'm about to give. And then you just scroll down all the way to near the bottom where it says show and prove, and that's where I cite all my sources. Upcoming events. Please mark your calendar for our next monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, August 30th, 2025. We're encouraging everyone on my Facebook page and everyone in my social groups who are Black artists and African artists, um, as well as um, Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs. Join us in this virtual interactive conference. Um, Again, such as authors, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, spiritual leaders, as well as Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs. Now, if you're serious, please send me your email address so that way um, I can send you the information, the instructions on how to get on this platform. And depending on how many people that's going to show up, it depends. It's going to depend on how long you're going to be able to give um, your presentation as it pertains to promoting your business, promoting your books, and promoting your music. So, and again, I'm just letting you. I'm the whole purpose of me doing these monthly virtual interactive conference is because I want to connect with everybody that's on my friends list. If you're not interested in what I'm doing, please delete me off your friends list and go on about your business. I'm here to do business. Um, Again, yes, God give us free will. If it was up to me, everybody that's on my friends list would first and foremost purchase my revised book, and work with me to get this film project fully funded and made so that way I can bring this business um, to the west side of Chicago and do the best that we can to help our Black youth stay off the streets and out of gang. That's how we're going to help stop the genocide in American ghettos by targeting, or I would just say, work with broken families that want more out of life. That's all. Now, again, it's been 33 years I've been pushing this. I'm still on first base. I am, I'm getting burnt out. I want to do this for the rest of my life, but this is how come I'm reaching out to African immigrants as well as the global African family. It's more of y'all on this planet than Black Americans. So I'm reaching out to the global African family. Please purchase my revised book. Get the ebook. Help get that ebook on that bestsellers list. If you have families that lives here in the United States of America, encourage them to read my book too. Encourage them to work with me because I'm unable to reach Black Americans due to this slave mentality. It is what it is. Now, once we get this film project fully funded and made, and the proceeds from that film starts pouring in, that's going to put me in a better position financially so I can hire qualified Black middle class professionals and hire qualified African immigrants to help me build the best African American business within the United States. Again, that's Gurkai of Chicago. I have all the paperwork done. I'm a legitimate businessman. But again, I keep running across my brothers and sisters that's full of Willie Lynch that got that slave mentality. And I'm not dealing with that in my business. If you have a slave mentality, I'm not fooling with you. It's just that simple. I want those that's serious, that got the qualifications that I'm looking for. Make yourself known to me. Don't wait until I am dead to embrace my vision. Again, this is not about me. This business is about our youth that's being exposed to that slave mentality. That mess is constantly being passed down. This what keeps us as Black Americans dysfunctional. It also affects African immigrants because of that colonized mindset. So both of us, both groups have to heal. And that's the whole purpose of me trying to create this business. We're going to do multiple things. We're not going to just do one thing. But everything that we're going to do, we're going to be successful in because we're going to do it collectively. But the main thing, we've got to separate ourselves from these off-code um, Negroes that's full of Willie Lynch and do not care about the next generation. Um, Let me get back to the topic at hand. Um, Although I don't have a physical building at this time, we are using this technology to broadcast what we're trying to do in Black Chicago and beyond. This platform is we're genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connections with the global community. So the theme, Black Business Affair 2025, where Zoom Live, time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation, Where Our Black Dollar, Where Our Black Tax Dollars in Chicago was spent on illegal immigrants, weakening the power of Black politics in America, and does Pan Africanism benefit Black America? Our first topic, where our Black tax dollars in Chicago was spent on illegal immigrants. If your friends and family know about us, please share the content. That's the best way we're going to get the word out. Today, we're discussing where our Black tax dollars in Chicago was spent on illegal immigrants. We're also going to talk about President Trump. He's still talking about sending the National Guard to Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor J.P. Pritzker is against it. We're also going to um, cover the data about the crime rate in Chicago. You can support this You can support this platform again by purchasing my revised book, buying tangible products. Yes, my which is my revised book and items from our virtual store because I want to do more than just a film. The film is important as well, but I want to grow this platform. I want to hire people to carry on this platform because once I relocate to South Africa, I want to make sure that we still have a base here in America for our brothers and sisters that's unable to leave due to finance. Again, this whole purpose of me trying to get this business up and running here in Chicago is to help our people that's unable to leave. And also, when I go to South Africa, I want to make sure I bring economic tangibles to GRAM members and provide jobs for them. I actually want to replicate the same business that I'm doing here, but we're going to make sure it's going to be South African um, for their culture, from an African um, perspective. That's why I need South Africans to be on board with this because I'm coming to your country. I'm going to apply for dual citizenship and I'm going to shoot my second film. First, we got to get it popping here in Chicago. Um, so you can find the information in the comment section below this audio podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to use three different sources to fact check the actual crime rate in Chicago. We're not going to use just one source because we're all about facts here on this platform. Our first source is chicago.gov. If you would like to read full report, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove so that um, this is the fact sheet about city of Chicago. It says Chicago continues to record historic declines in violent crime under Mayor Brandon Johnson. Mayor Brandon Johnson primary focus over his first 2 years in office has been driven down violent crime. Since taking office, Chicago has recorded historic reduction in crime and violence as the Johnson administration has implemented a holistic approach to community safety. He said in his first 6 months of the year, Chicago has seen 33% reduction in homicides and 38% reduction in shootings. Now, shouldn't Trump be praising law enforcement for that? His work has resulted in a citywide homicide clearance rate of 77.4%, the highest in more than a decade, and to address the root cause of violence. Mayor Johnson doubled the number of mental health professionals, respond to mental health crisis calls, expand youth summer employment by 47%, enhance partnership between police officers and community violence intervention groups. So they said most recent statistics say crime is down 21.6% of violent crime homicides, as we know. 32.3% overall shootings indicates 37.4 multi-victim shootings, 44 negative, 44.6 robberies are down 31%. Vehicle hijack, I think they mean vehicle carjack, is down 49%, and aggravated assaults is down 18.1%. Now, there's crime in every city in the United States of America. Bigger cities have more people, so it's gonna be more crime. Less people, less crime. That's just a numbers game. As long as you got human beings, you're going to have crime. So let's go to the next source, WTTW, which stands for World Windows to the World. That's a local Chicago station here. They said the shootings, the homicide in Chicago, both down more than 30% the first half of 2025. In July, they said four people were killed in River North mass shooting, and nine people were killed by gunfire. They maintain a decline in 2024 when more than 100 people were shot. 19 were killed over the holiday weekend. They say through the 2024 weekend, there was 4 days long compared to the 3 day weekend this year. So then you have WBEZ Chicago crime decline is part of a national trend which trend crime is trending down in the nation. Everybody is talking about delineation. That's fine, but we still haven't cleared out our own house as of yet in the African American community or the Black community. We have not separated ourselves from scammers, hardened criminals, and urban terrorists. They have not been dealt with. There's no way that if you're doing our people wrong, we're not saying we don't want law enforcement. No, black, no black person in their right mind want to live in an unsafe environment, especially if they have children. But don't be out here participating in what you know is wrong. Well, I'm just doing my job. Well, some jobs you do just don't do. We are aware that underneath the 13th Amendment, convicting a criminal is to put Black Americans back into slavery. That's the slavery loophole in the 13th Amendment. And that's what I also talk about in my revised book. So I can just criminalize you. And once you criminalize, I literally got you back on the plantation. But today's plantation is called prison. I believe that there's should be a prevention program with the National Guard working with community grassroots leaders who are familiar with the neighborhoods, especially in high crime areas. Again, this is why I'm doing my best to recruit like-minded like Americans beyond Chicago and like-minded African immigrants across the United States of America to work with me in turning my ideas into a reality. First, we have to get my revised book on that bestsellers list. So that way the Black world would take our cause serious. Then we have to get this film project fully funded and made. And once the proceeds from the film starts pouring in, like I said earlier, that's going to help put me in a better position financially so that way I can hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants to help me build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We will focus on fatherless households, encouraging Black men and Black women either to co parent or encourage them to marry. And based on our budget and sponsorship, we will help pay for some of those weddings. But, we ain't, this is the nonprofit portion of the business. It's not going to be no fancy thing. We just try to keep it basic. But that's our way of trying to, help strengthen the Black family. We want to partner with those families that want more out of life. This is what I'm called to do. But again, very frustrating. I don't like what I'm experiencing. It's it's I'm up against a 400-year mentality. So that's why a lot of Black or a lot of brothers, they when it comes down to Black issues and stuff, this stuff is like, oh my goodness, you have to deal with some people that have funky attitudes. That's not cool at all. So, like I say, in my business, we're gonna heal from this kind of foolishness, and that's why I'm trying to bring this to the Black ghetto, because that's where a lot of the killings are taking place. And American society, they focus more on animals than our Black youth. It is what it is. It's Black people's responsibility to help improve and for us to clean up our community. But again, I don't want to be, just being bogged down with Black American issues for the rest of my life. I want to get the business popping here in Chicago, like I say, for credibility. So when I come to Africa, um, I will have a team already in South Africa ready to receive me, as well as bringing over my team, some of the people that's going to work with me when I travel over to South Africa. Because I don't know nothing about South Africa except, the history. I never went there. But I'm coming there because um, I want to create jobs. I want to be able to provide a business that's going to help Black South Africans be able to feed their families and not just sit up here and just complain about the white man and the government. Only thing that's holding me back is, like I say, this slave mentality among, the people I run across. And so this is how come I created this platform to bypass those small-minded individuals and trying to connect with like-minded Black Americans like me and Sister Renee. Because me and her can't do all of this by ourselves. This is a Nehemiah assignment. Yes, this is on a spiritual level. That's why we want to compete against Pan-Africanism, because they took God out of it. And they've been out for 125 years. So, but hey, if it was up to me, this business would have been up and running years ago, back when I started it, 1991. It would be up and running, I would say in at least 10 cities across the United States, and in at least five African nations. But it is what it is. You know, this is real life. And I'm trying to move from behind the computer. I'm not trying to cower behind a computer, but I'm here to recruit brave and smart, like minded Black Americans, brave and smart, African immigrants within the United States of America. All I'm asking you to do is first, please read my story for yourself so you'll know what you're getting yourself involved with. I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. And I stand on business. Dealing with these Black politicians who are selling us out by voting them out of office. And that's real. That's what we have to do. There are so many internal issues that we need to deal with, but I don't have another 33 years to waste. This is why I created this platform. All of my former shows on Blog Talk Radio is gone forever because that site has been shut down. All of my blog postings on Black Planet is gone because that site has been shut down. We cannot incarcerate our way out of urban violence. We're ending up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime, violence, addiction in the United States. We cannot return to the same failed strategies. Under the Biden Harris administration, the Black grassroots requested more federal resources to address gun violence in our cities. We continue to make that same call. We have made significant progress on our own, but there is so much more that we can do if we had real support from federal government. Our communities need more federal resources for public safety. There is no question about that. But military occupation is the wrong strategy. Our message is clear. We're calling for community investment and resources in the African American community or the Black community. We learned from the media that Trump is planning to deploy armed military personnel to the streets of Chicago. What President Trump is doing is unprecedented and unwarranted. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. It is un-American. I have made a lot of videos about Mayor Brandon Johnson, about all the money he used to spend on illegal immigrants. But when the National Guard comes to Chicago, they're not going to target the mayor. They're going to target our brothers and sisters that's trying to live their life. You are out there, or those of you who are out there harming the Black community, I have no problem with the feds picking you up and locking you up because you're a traitor and a sellout to our people and our ancestors. I found a video clip of Tucker Tucker Carlson interview with Tom Homan. To watch the video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. To skip the full video, just select chapter 30.51 entitled, quote, Prioritizing of Illegal Immigrants Over Americans, unquote. He said, Blacks, referring to Black Americans who have been here since the formation of this country. These other groups came over here on their own free will under Mayor Rahm Emanuel. He closed a lot of public schools in the African American community. Local Black Chicagoans tried to use those schools as community centers, but they were denied access to them. Under Mayor Brandon Johnson, they opened up those public schools to illegal immigrants and their families, putting them in hotels while at the same time pushing Black Chicagoans on the streets and treating them as third and fourth class citizens. I warned Black Chicagoans what was coming down the pipeline three decades ago, but they refused to heed my warnings. I even wrote about that in my revised book. But again, God give us free will, and it is what it is, I mean, basically, you can't help everybody. And again, that's why my business is going to be membership based because Lord, I didn't know it was going to take this long, you know. But I'm just trusting my Creator, praying that He would connect me with brave and smart um, brothers and sisters that understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to really like throw religion on people. That's how come I try to keep a balance, you know. But also I want to keep it real. I'm not just because a person is melanated doesn't mean I want them to be a part of us. Again, we want to separate ourselves from the enemy within. Um, let's see. So yes, I spoke about the illegal immigrants, and now it's coming to pass what I've spoken about. Black Americans at this point in time, at this point in the game, have two choices: either embrace annihilation or embrace survival. I'm only responsible for CAM numbers. Again, I do not want to be bogged down with Black American issues for the rest of my life. I want to get the business up and running as soon as possible. Um, Reaching out to Black millennials and Generation Z because, after all, this business is for you all. And I'm trying to create legitimate jobs for you all, and you don't have to run from the cops. But again, what's holding me back is that I'm not able to hire anyone right now because I'm not getting support from, what I wrote, my revised book. I wrote the book in order to generate capital. I created my virtual store in order to generate capital. But if my book is barely selling, and it's been out on Amazon for the past 13 years and still barely selling. This is ridiculous. Um, I want to use this platform to broadcast my vision and plan and recruit brave and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago. Um, Secondly, I want um, for my listeners to read my story for themselves. The book is real. You buy the book, you get the book. So I ran across a lot of I would just say paranoid brothers and sisters on here online, as well as in real life, but more so online. And they say to me, well, that sounds like a scam. And like I say to them, if you feel that this is a scam, please delete me off your friends list and go on about your business. And don't come to no events with my name on it. And that's real. I ain't did this for no 33 years trying to pull no scam, wasted money and stuff, since 2010 for this business title. It's a straight up turnoff. Somebody talk like that. Um, so that's why it's important that we get this docudrama fully funded and made so that way together we can make a quality Black empowerment film based on my experience. CAM members will build this business. So that's how come, you're going to go down in history with me and Sister Renee, especially those that's going to be behind this film project. I mean, I'm going to share the limelight. It is what it is. Um, I want to make sure, like I say, yes, before I cut and run to Africa, that I'm going to be able to sustain myself in Africa. That I'm going to be able to be in a position to hire our brothers and our Black African, South African brothers and sisters when I come there. Because I'm not about just, running off at the mouth. I like to back up what I say if given a chance. The Biden administration opened up the borders, which caused this migrant crisis in the first place. Our Black tax dollars were spent to fund illegal immigrants. The Biden Harris administration was dumping all these people in our neighborhoods so that they can compete against us for resources. A lot of Black Americans finally start waking up. I said, if Black Chicago doesn't deal with the slave mentality head on, that's going to be the downfall of Black America. And Chicago will end up just like California. The Black population in California is only 6%, which means the Black vote is neutralized. In layman terms, the black vote is worthless. As Tucker Carlson acknowledged, we've been here, well, he said 300 years, but it's actually 400 years. There are black Trump supporters who are glad that the National Guard and the FBI, along with ICE, are coming to Chicago. One group is called Chicago Flips Red. They welcome Trump to Chicago. Now, I don't like what I'm seeing on the videos about how the National Guard is harassing innocent black brothers and sisters. That's not cleaning up crime. I'm in agreement with locking up urban terrorists and active gang members and getting them off the streets so that we can have a safer neighborhood. This is the whole purpose of me trying to build this Christian business in the first place, in order to keep our black youth off the streets and out of gangs. That's all I'm trying to do. Work with black families that want more out of life to help them reach their personal life goals. Try to encourage all of my GERCAM members to strive to become middle class. That's all. Teaching our members the importance of about financial literacy, how to use this money, and how to practice group economics. That's what we're gonna do as GERCAM members. And again, we've got to weed ourselves away from these, like I say, degenerates, off-code Negroes, urban terrorists, hardened criminals, all of those people that don't mean our racial group any good. The time has come for me to move GERCAM to the next level, and that is to get African immigrants involved so that we can expand GERCAM to the African continents. We got to get it popping here in Chicago first. We will compete against Pan-Africanism and show the black world who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos. I don't like street gangs, never have and never will, because they don't do anything positive for the community. The American people got tired of the Biden-Harris administration importing all these people here and dumping them in our cities. And then local taxpayers have to flip the bill. The Trump administration needs to find out where all that money went. All that money could have gone to help the African American community and other communities. Now Chicago is in debt behind spending all this money on illegal immigrants. And that's a doggone shame. When I did my research about illegal immigration in sanctuary cities, they didn't have to go any place else. Do you know the majority of illegal immigrants are in major cities in America? Places like New York, Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, and Detroit. Here's the main reason why white Americans, for the most part, are against reparations. They claim it happened a long time ago and doesn't does not warrant contemporary compensation. Here's the problem: the wealth white Americans gained from slavery, y'all still living on it due to generational wealth. Black Americans were economically deprived and sabotaged in this country while y'all was economically given a leg up. That's why we talk about the wealth gap between blacks and whites in America. White Americans have a $10 trillion wealth gap than black Americans. What created this wealth gap? American slavery. The only thing that will close this wealth gap is reparations of $5 trillion for descendants of American slaves slash freedmen. Now, over here on this platform, we don't use the word foundational Black Americans because that's under Tariq Nasheed's camp. I like the brother, one of my acquaintances, they bought, a couple Hidden Colors movies for me to watch, and I enjoyed it, you know. And I tried to reach out to brother Tariq Nasheed, about trying to do this film thing with me, but he never returned my email. So to me, he got like a big ego. So I ain't gonna kiss up to nobody to work with. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying we independent over here. I ain't gonna run up all that stuff. If the person act funny style with me, I leave them alone. But I respect the guy's work. But again, so if a Black American identify themselves as a descendant of American slaves or freedmen, they're welcome to be a part of us over here because that's what we stand for, and that's what I am too. As it pertains to descendants of American slavery, um, I reached out to the brother. His name is Antonio Moore. Okay, and when I did that, I was trying to get him to come on my show, but he didn't want to come on my show. So, and then I did research about him and come to find out him and the co-founder, I think her name is Yvette Cornell, and come to find out they hijacked or stole that title from a brother by the name of Norton Shield or something like that. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I wrote it down about the name of the person that actually made the term descendants of American slaves. But anyhow, they remixed it. Um, and then also I found out too, they were talking about voting Democrat um, down ballot. So in other words, vote vote blue no matter who, and that doesn't punish the Democrats at all. And so I was like, oh no, I don't want to work with that kind of man, you know. So the so Adolf's, I'm not, we're not with them as neither. But again, before I did my research, when I heard about him, about Adolf's descendants of American slavery, um, I was impressed because he's saying the same talking points I'm saying over here about the generational wealth, the wealth gap. I talk about that in my revised book. So I wanted to connect with other Black Americans that's speaking the same language like me. But you know, come to find out, like I say, he was really there. Both of them are really Democrat shields. So I left that alone. So with that being said, uh, the American government could cut the defense budget in half and give Black Americans 5 billion a year for the next 20 years. That can easily turn things around in the African American community or the Black community. The main reason they don't want us to have reparation is because many of them are anti-Black racists. This is why they are against reparations. Now, they allowed the American Indians or Native Americans to get reparations, you know, and what happened to their people, that happened a long time ago, but they get reparations um, every year, billions of dollars in those reservations, and also they have their own like casinos and all that kind of stuff. But bottom line, we deserve our reparations as well. And so we're standing on that over here, as well as an anti-Black hate crime bill. We want that as well. And we could also push for that while we on the African continent. We don't have to be here in America to be pushing for that. So I'm just saying. But shucks, like I say, it's these domestic coons too. Look what took place in California. They're the ones that was, um, they're the ones that killed the reparations bill. They didn't bring it to the floor. But it is what it is. Um, so the American government was involved with slavery because all of the so-called founding fathers owned slaves. So that's what put the American government on the hook for slavery. Today, um, um, today, under the 13th Amendment, they have slavery in the back door, and that's called the prison industrial complex. The white supremacist financial elites destroyed our 70 plus towns, black towns, and stole millions of land. Trump is talking about how he wants to clean up crime in Chicago. Crime is needed because it helps create, it helps certain people get paid, whether legal or illegal. For example, on the legal side, the big business of crime in America helps put money in the pockets of judges, lawyers, correctional officers, and mega corporations that own private prisons, which is a big business in the United States of America. It's not about rehabilitation. The prison industrial complex is controlled by private prisons, corporations for the most part. Then you also have your state run prisons. The majority of people are locked up in the under the state run prisons, not the federal run prisons. One way to lock Black people up is to criminalize marijuana. A lot of Black Americans are locked up for nonviolent crimes. For the most part, Black Chicagoans do want a safer streets. We want to see our kids go to school and not be harassed by gang members or urban terrorists. But if it was up to me, I would not allow street gangs to roam around freely. I would put them on the international terrorist group, um, have them rounded up, have them stripped of their U.S. citizenship, and have them deported to Antarctica. I would keep doing that for the next 100 years to send a message that we want this mess to stop. But that's just what I would do. But I'm not in that position to do that. Um, they're not protecting the neighborhood. I think street gangs are a threat to national security. Street gangs, no different than bike gangs, would be eliminated, will eliminate a majority of the problems within the African American community. But they're not going to do that. They want these checkpoints to harass Black Americans. You can't just harass people. That's not breaking the law. To me, that's not cleaning up crime. It's being an occupying force. I've seen so many videos of American citizens' rights being violated. It's true. None of us want crime in our community where we are, where where are all the rest of these hardened criminals like human traffickers, drug dealers, and active gang members? It appears that they're just showing up in force. They're not cleaning up anything because the real criminals are hiding out and staying off the block. I found a controversial TikTok video entitled, quote, "White People Effed Up This Country." On this platform, we are open to others' viewpoints. The language may be foul, but it's someone's expression, not hate speech. To watch the full video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Wow, this sister was off the chain. Just look at the social conditions America is in right now. It's because the greed of these white supremacist financial elites. They cannot blame Black Americans. We are not in control of running this country. We don't run the banks. We don't run the military. We see, yes, we have cities led by Black mayors, but they are bought and paid for because they are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites and only serve them and their agenda. For example, the Congressional Black Caucus, their focus is on immigration and LGBT issues only. So I'm just saying. Notice they're not talking about reparations or an anti-Black hate crime bill or urban gentrification. These people have ruined the country. It's going to get worse, ladies and gentlemen. More of them are on government assistance than us. I'm talking about white Americans. They used propaganda against Black Americans, trying to say we're the face of government assistance, Section 8, welfare, food stamps. After slavery, they had trillions of dollars in surplus, but today they are in debt, 37 trillion to be exact. What Trump is doing right now in Washington, D.C., that doesn't make them look good. As I shown you on my last audio podcast, you have 30 cops in one area harassing Black Americans. That's not a good look. They're not rounding up all the gangbangers and drug dealers. When we fight, we're going to fight for Black American issues. That's all we're fighting for over here. We're done enough for this country. It's our time now. That's why the infrastructure nationwide is crumbling. They could easily do reparation by cutting the military budget in half for the next 20 years. I'm just saying. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, weakening the power of Black politics in America. I think it's important for Black Americans to learn the importance of politics. It's a critical key part of the discussion that we're having. The African American community needs to start holding our Black politicians accountable for their non action. On this platform, we are pushing for political delineation from both Democrats and Republicans. As I mentioned in my revised book, Black Americans should be politically independent. Allow Democrats and Republicans to fight for our votes by offering us economic tangibles. We demand lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves / freedmen. We also demand an anti-Black hate crime bill. Mayor Eric Adams of New York City has yet another corruption scandal going on with his staff. I ran across a video clip from CBS News, New York City. To watch the full video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. According to the video, one of Mayor Eric Adams' closest allies and former top advisor, Ingrid Lewis Martin, is facing new bribery conspiracy charges. She's accused of stirring city contracts, including for asylum seekers shelters, fast tracking permits, influencing the Department of Transportation, and speeding up development contracts in exchange for favors. She was charged for an alleged bribery conspiracy that totaled more than $100,000. Lewis Martin and more than a handful of co-defendants were arraigned on four new indictments that were unsealed, the total of $175,000. According to Ingrid Lewis Martin, quote, her only offense was fulfilling her duty, helping fellow citizens navigate the city outdated, overwhelming bureaucracy, unquote. Mayor, Mayor Adams is insisting he's not accused of anything in this new round of indictments. Did you know hip hop is more than just music? It's a movement that shapes the places we live. Its influence on Black culture has become a force for social change, from its roots in urban neighborhoods to its global impact. Street artists use lyric, lyric, uh, tongue twisted, lyrical stories to spotlight issues like urban gentrification, economic injustice, etc., turning beats and rhymes into a roadmap for real change. This is why the grassroots community activist movement is about recruiting street artists from across the United States of America to join us in getting our film project fully funded and made so that the Black world will know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos, starting in Black Chicago. Bukai would take the lead in rebuilding the African American community as well as forming an alliance with the African immigrant community within Chicago. Join this new movement of Black America and eventually in Africa. There's a story out of Detroit about an alleged intimidation and racial profiling. To watch the full video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. Basically, there was a dispute between a retired police detective from Detroit and I think it's pronounced Lavani resident after an encounter near a condo complex. Marcellus Ball spent 35 years working in the Detroit Police Department, but early this year, while searching for a condo in Leon Lavina, he says he faced something he never expected. Mr. Ball said a white gentleman confronted him, basically racially profiling him and telling him, quote, what was he doing here? Unquote. You don't want, or we don't want you here. Get out of here. Unquote. Feeling uneasy, Ball began recording. He said the man had a knife in his pocket. By the time the police arrived, the man had walked away and Ball was told to leave. Later, police asked Ball if he wanted to press charges, but without a name, he posted the video online. It quickly drew hundreds of responses. The Home Association said they don't allow this. In other words, they don't approve of a George Zimmerman type of person representing them. He has no authority to confront anyone. According to the video, he was clearly harassing Mr. Ball. The Wayne County prosecutor charged him with disorderly conduct. That is a misdemeanor punishable by probation and a fine. Family, you want to know how to check white supremacy? There has to be consequences. When we talk about the need for an anti-Black hate crime bill, this is it right here. We need to have a law that says you cannot make false allegation against someone based on race. Make that a felony. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our third topic: does Pan Africanism benefit Black Americans? When I was 8 years old, I was taught about Pan Africanism. We can respect each other's lineages. I'm open to unify with the right people who are on code with one another. Pan Africanism is an ideology and movement promoting solidarity and unity among all people of African descent, both on the continent and in the diaspora. Rooted in shared history and a common purpose, it advocates for a it advocates for a united and independent Africa to resist oppression and exploitation, aiming to achieve political, economic, social, and cultural empowerment for people of African heritage. It emerged from centuries of shared experiences, particularly slavery and colonization. Oh, sorry, colonialism. Colonialism. It should. I'm sorry. It should say slavery and colonization, and has been a driving force for African liberation movements. It has been around for 125 years. When I when it comes to Pan Africanism dealing directly with descendants of American slaves, a show of good faith from Pan Africanists would be something along the lines as, quote, all right, we don't expect for you to drop your cultural identity, but to show you that we are serious about unifying with you guys. We're going to advocate for things that we see you fighting for in America, like advocating that the U.S. government gives descendants of American slaves their lineage based cash payment reparations, or else we will stop selling our minerals to your country. Africa has some of the most fertile farmlands on the planet. If Africans are not controlling their own land, then that's on them. As far as their leaders are not taking responsibility or standing up to white supremacist financial elites. That's an Afric that's Africa's main problem. Why Africa don't oppose white supremacy or the West is because they're free on paper, but 19 African nations are still under the British Commonwealth. That shows that Africa is still mentally colonized. If you're not mentally ready to oppose white supremacy, then how are we going to unify? Black Americans are only 12% of the American population, but we have a documented history of opposing white supremacy. Pan Africanism is not unified in Africa because of tribalism. We just got to be honest about that. It's basically an ideal or viewpoint that has not been enacted in 125 years. We don't want to just bear the root of this one sided Pan Africanism. That's all I'm saying. The grassroots community activist movement will have two fronts, a domestic front and a international front. We will only focus on solving Black issues within the United States of America. That's on the domestic front. On the international front, our focus will be solving African issues on the continent. We will compete against Pan Africanism. And we're going to we're going to have God in this. That's why it's a Christian business in the first place. So, yeah, we're not going to be under the red, black, and green and just sitting up here, just doing a lot of lip service. I ain't, that's not how I'm getting down. You know what I'm saying? Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you all for joining us on the screen. We gladly appreciate it. Please be sure to click the subscribe button and the like button. If you see a survey and they ask you, did you like this live stream? Say yes, I liked it. It's educational. Give us a good rating because those ratings help recommend more content. That's the new YouTube. They are doing surveys now. So please give us a good rating. Again, thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Please put me on blast by telling all of your friends, family, to listen to our content on our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everybody that's listening to this audio podcast. I need all hands on deck. Help get our film project fully funded and made so that way I can move this business from behind the computer and make our presence known in the devil's stronghold, which is the Black Ghetto, because it's just so negative in that environment. I used to live there, and I want to bring something positive, not just a talk. I want to bring a strong business to provide jobs for young people so that they can feed their families without having to be out in the streets turning into a career criminal. We don't want that. Um, And also, I want to bring my business over to the African continent so that way we can do international trade with our brothers and sisters on the continent and eventually um, make our presence known in the Caribbeans and in Brazil and other parts of Latin America that has Afro Latinos. Um, let's see. Again, we want the Black world to know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago. The war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign, either on our GoFundMe page or our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or who will contribute to support our film project on our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, or if you are a U.S. citizen, then you can use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99, or the softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comment section below. Thank you all for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And that's going to conclude our show for today.